Yes, I got a haircut. Hello, Reggae Boys fans, and welcome to Reggae Boys commentary for another evening of this Corona Thursdays, if you want to call it that. If you want it to be like this throughout the course of the virus, where we have a gentle chat on Thursdays and stuff, then give us a big thumbs up, will you? It really does help in the algorithm of finding videos. So just a big thumbs up if you want to do a special live every Thursdays where we talk everything Jamaican football. It's a little dark in here, isn't it? Let's see if we can fix that. Now that's very bright. Now I look extremely bright. Yeah. So, yeah. So, what I intend to do this evening is have a little Reggae Boys quiz. I've written some questions, 10 questions to be specific, and let's see how you, Reggae Boys fans, are doing. So, before we get into the gists of the specific questions and see how you all are doing, so you can put in the comments as well your answers to these questions and all of those elements. What we're going to do is discuss some news happening in CONCACAF this week, where CONCACAF President Victor Montaliani has announced that the hexagonal round of World Cup qualifying will be shifted. Simply put. Now, this is a format that has been part of the region for 6 cycles: 98, 2002, 2006, 2010, 2014, and 2018. Now, this is a one-off format, as we know, with the 2026 World Cup being hosted in the CONCACAF region. So what's going to happen now is that instead of having a 6-team hexagonal final round, Victor Montagliani, president of CONCACAF, hinted at a bigger format. He did not confirm, though, if it will be a 10-team, 12-team, or even bigger format. But that will be a challenge, though, when you think about it. Think about it. A 12-team tournament, home and away. That's 22 games. How are you going to fit 22 games in the space of 18 months? Granted, there will be a little bit more time, bearing in mind the 2022 World Cup will be in November, December of that year. So we're more than 2 years to go before the next World Cup. But an international window is at most 10, 11 days. So that's something that has to be seriously considered. It's certainly an element that will be talked about, that will be considered, and something that Jamaican fans will have to say, more teams, more games, you could say that as a positive. I've never criticized playing more games from a national team perspective. That has always been that. Inquisitive 871 is saying in the comments that they should push back the World Cup. Really though, we're 2.5 years from Qatar 2022 and we're talking about pushing back the World Cup. A lot can happen between now. You see countries on the mend from the virus already. Germany is planning to restart the Bundesliga. Football is still going on in Belarus. Local sporting events, even in Jamaica, is going to get started in June. Well, a proposal is put on the table for horse racing to begin as early as June 6th. So that gives a clear indication of what is to come. It's certainly something worth considering. What are my thoughts about a bigger pool, a bigger tournament? Vanishing this hexagonal round, maybe a 10-team or 12-team tournament. I am for this 100%. I am for this format 150%. More games, more opportunities. Simply put. What are your thoughts, Reggae Boyz fans? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. There's no room for qualification since there's going to be a Confederations Cup to be done. In fact, Inquisitive, the Confederations Cup has been dissolved. And what is going to happen now is FIFA is going to use that slot that was used for the FIFA Confederations Cup and have it as a FIFA, what is it now? A FIFA Club World Cup. Yeah, that's what it's going to be. So we have a number of subscribers, viewers in the stream. So without further ado, before we address other questions and other elements, let's go through the questions and see how you guys are doing. So what I'll do, I'll ask the question, this Reggae Boyz quiz, and you put your answer in the comments. All right? And if you're correct, I'll say you're correct. If you chat foolishness, me tell you I chat foolishness. Simple. So we'll see how you go where that is concerned. I understand what is being said. BM says, what do you think about Craig Butler and his contribution to football development in Jamaica? We've seen what Leon Bailey has done, hasn't he? First Jamaican in the Champions League since Ryan Thompson back in 2011. That's a landmark right there, playing Champions League football. Impressed in patches, in spells this season. When football resumes, can you move that notch from being a prospect to an asset? That will be a telling blow. Bad But with Gaza says, do you think CONCACAF can change the format? Yes, they can, because they have the power in their confederation to do so. What they can't change is the time span on when qualifiers will be. So if FIFA says the World Cup qualifying ends January 2022, then all qualifying has to end January 2022. So that's what FIFA can say. And FIFA can say, well, for your region, it's only 3.5 spots. So that is for certain where that is concerned. So between the questions, I'll give you guys a couple of minutes to answer the questions. Before that, Tiff Campbell says, how does Leon Bailey fitness look? He's getting back to his best. That is for certain. He is getting back to his best. That is for sure. Alrighty. Let's start with the questions, shall we? Firstly, these are 10 questions. How many World Cup winning teams has Jamaica defeated? Meaning won. How many World Cup winning teams has Jamaica won? And who are they? Give you guys a couple of seconds to answer that question, and then we proceed. Jerome Lewis says 0. Nope, that's incorrect. Try again, Jerome. I'll give you a hint. It's a South American team. That's my hint, and that's even a big hint. BM says 1, Uruguay. You are correct, my friend. 2004, Jamaica defeated Uruguay by 2-0 at the National Stadium. Yep. That's the World Cup winning team. Now, question 2. Out of the 8 World Cup winning teams, which 3 is Jamaica yet to play? So Jamaica has played 5 teams that have won the World Cup. Which 3 is Jamaica yet to play? Oh, by the way, Inquisitive, we played against Diego Forlan, Alvaro Recoba, Rodriguez, Dario Silva, etc., by the way. So question 2, which 3 World Cup winning teams is Jamaica yet to face? Germany, Spain, and Italy. Billy Bob Drotis Carnegie, you are correct. Tev Campbell, Portugal has not won the World Cup, and Spain and Belgium has not won the World Cup. Spain, Germany, and Italy is correct. Now here's the interesting one. Who is the only goalkeeper to score for Jamaica? If you watched my tidbits videos back in the early days of this channel, you'll remember. Who is the only goalkeeper to score for Jamaica? To score a goal. Let's see how you guys do there. Okay, Warren Barrett is incorrect. Andre Blake is incorrect. Donovan Ricketts is incorrect. The correct answer by Jerome Lewis, Aaron Lawrence. Yes, that is correct. Jamaica defeated India by 3-0 in 2002 in a friendly match. You might be saying to yourself, how did Aaron Lawrence score? He was the captain of the team and he took a penalty. He won. You know who were the other two scorers in that game? Jermaine Tuffy Anderson and Ian Pepe Goodison. Yeah. So Aaron Lawrence, the only person to score for Jamaica. Question number 4. Jamaica's first ever international football match was played against who? The correct answer is Haiti. Congratulations, Jerome Lewis and Billy Bob. Haiti, yes, March 22nd, 1925, Jamaica defeated Haiti by 2-1. Good job, gentlemen. Question number 5. Now, every man in this live must know the answer to this question. Who is the only man to score 4 goals on international debut? If you don't know the answer to that question, you can just leave, because he's a Jamaican. The only man to score 4 goals on his international debut. The answers are coming in left, right, and center. The only man to score 4 goals on his international debut for Jamaica on November 24, 2004, on a warm, humid Wednesday evening at the National Stadium against St. Martin in the 2004-2005 Digicel Caribbean Cup was Luton Shelton. Yes, that is correct. Luton Shelton scored 4 goals in that game. 4. Well done, gentlemen. 4 goals, and went on to be our all-time leading goal scorer. And as you know, one of my favorite type of players to don the black, green, and gold. Here's an interesting one. Jamaica's biggest loss came in 1999 against Costa Rica. What was the scoreline? Our biggest ever defeat. It's bigger than the 6-0 from England. It's bigger than the 8-0 from France. the biggest loss that Jamaica has ever faced? Correct answer is 9-0 against Costa Rica in 1999. That is correct, Billy Bob and BM. Correct. Jamar Jones as well, Budger Skeng. Yep, 9-0. 9-0 we got on that day. Not a day we want to remember. Anyways, moving on. Okay. Question number 7. How many Caribbean Cup titles has Jamaica won? But Gaza, I'm going to answer your question quite shortly. The correct answer is 6. 1991. You following me? 1998. You following me? 2005, 2008, 2010, and 2014. 6. Just 2 behind our nemesis, Trinidad and Tobago. But guess what? Their last title came in 2001. Yeah. So to answer the question made by Gaza, the first Jamaican that played football professionally in England was a man by the name of Lindy de la Pena. And guess what? He won 2 Premier League titles. Yeah, at Portsmouth. 2 Premier League titles. And during his time at Middlesbrough, guess who he played with up front? A man by the name of Brian Clough. Yeah. Brian Clough. Yeah. Who went on to manage Derby County, Hartlepool, Leeds, Brighton and Hove Albion, Nottingham Forest. Yeah. Question number 8. Who is Jamaica's most capped player? Which player has the most appearances ever for Jamaica in a Reggae Boyz shirt? The correct answer is Ian Pepe Goodison. 128 caps. 128 caps, our most capped player. Is there anyone in the team that can reach that or get close to it? Well, Javon Watson is closing in on 80. Jermaine Taylor has 100, but I don't think he has much of a long-term future in the national program, so I don't think that will be beaten anytime soon. Maybe Andre Blake, because keepers can. He has another decade in him, So I think it's possible. Question number 9. Name 3 countries in the Asian Football Confederation that Jamaica has played against. 3 countries that Jamaica has played against in the Asian Football Confederation. 3 Asian countries that Jamaica has played against. Jamar Jones, I was saying that Andre Blake possibly in the future could overtake Ian Pepe Goodison in terms of caps, national caps. So question 9, name 3 Asian countries that Jamaica has played against. Alex Reed said it, spot on there. Japan, South Korea, and India. You could have also said Iran, Malaysia, Saudi Arabia, Indonesia, Vietnam, China, and Australia. Although Australia is in Oceania, Australia is in the Asian Football Confederation. Question number 10. The Jamaica Football Federation were founded in what year? What year was the Jamaica Football Federation founded? The answer is 1910. So 110 years. 110-year-old organization. The first ever JFF boss was Ronald Gordon. A bonus question for you all, because you've done so well. Who is the only reggae boy that has played / was contracted to Manchester United? The only reggae boy who played for Manchester United. Hint number 1. This reggae boy scored 2 goals for Jamaica at the senior level. Hint number 2. He was a striker. No, it's not Richard West. Hint number 3. He also played football at Ipswich Town. Well, technically, bravo. Ravel Morrison is not yet a reggae boy. He will be soon. But this player was born in Jamaica. It wasn't Lindy de la Pena either. I'll give you guys 1 more minute to answer that question. 1 more minute. It's not Lenny Dennis. He scored against the USA in a 2-2 draw in 1999 at the National Stadium. I see it's a tough one. I'll give you guys another 30 more seconds to answer this one. It wasn't Barry Hales. Barry Hales was at Fulham. Although he's playing football at 40 odd years old. Him and Pepe, boy, they are a different breed. Pepe won the Major League title last year for Olympic Gardens at 47. It wasn't Burton. Kevin Lisbon, nope. Barry Hales, no. Dion Burton, no. Jamar Jones, I born the same year too, but I can tell you the answer. Okay. The answer is not Paul Hall. The only Jamaican international who played for Manchester United was a man by the name of David Johnson. David Johnson was part of the Manchester United team that won the FA Youth Cup in 1995. David Johnson, although despite not making a first team appearance at Manchester United, was part of their youth academy and was highly rated under Sir Alex Ferguson. However, due to competitive nature of the sport and the competition for places, David Johnson left the club despite being offered a new one-year contract by Sir Alex Ferguson. David Johnson, yeah. He made less than 10 caps for the Reggae Boyz, but he scored 2 goals in the process. I believe it's 6 caps. Scored against Paraguay and scored against USA. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Now tell me this. Which Reggae Boy won the FA Cup, the League Cup, the Charity Shield, and the UEFA Cup Winners' Cup at Chelsea? The FA Cup, the League Cup, the Charity Shield, and the UEFA Cup Winners' Cup at Chelsea. He also played for Jamaica at the World Cup. Who am I? It's none other than Frank Sinclair. Well done, gentlemen. Your knowledge is truly enriched. Perhaps next week, Thursday, we could do another quiz like this. You can just give me a big thumbs up if you're interested in something like that. This is your opportunity now, Reggae Boyz fans. If you have any questions or comments you'd like to make regarding Jamaican football, World Cup qualifying, women's football, or future endeavors. So Jonathan Anderson was asking a question about Andre Blake. And why is it that he's not getting the opportunity to play overseas? Well, outside of the MLS. The MLS drives a hard bargain with European clubs. They purposely set the asking rate really high to ensure that European clubs pull out of it, because there has been interest for Blake in the past, especially from clubs in Scandinavia. However, MLS Commissioner Don Garba, it's not COVID, I promise, they make certain that they can hold on to their top talent. Remember, this is a guy that was drafted #1 in the MLS. So MLS is trying to put on a show that they can keep their players and show a product that, yes, this is our #1 draft pick and look where he is today, still playing the straight in MLS. So MLS is trying to be more competitive from that front. Will Bailey be ready for the Bundesliga? That's why I think what FIFA is doing with these 5 substitutions proposal, it could work, because you're asking professional football players to get up off of their couch to go and play 90 minutes of football, even though they haven't kicked a ball in 2 months. I don't know if he's ready for 90 minutes, but can he do a job for half an hour, 45 minutes? Yeah, I think so. Andre Blake will need to go to England. England love their English keepers, I'm telling you. England is a tough, tough market. I think France could be an opportunity for Andre Blake when COVID relaxes. Damien Lowe needs to be in one of the top 5 leagues in Europe. BM, as said last week, I think one more season in Norway will help him tremendously before making that transition into those top 5 leagues. Just one more season, I think. More games. Lennox Nesta, we need Morrison in the middle. We need the creative midfielder. Absolutely. Desperately. Simon, how true was the Crystal Palace rumours? For which player? For Damien Lowe? Not true. Did you hear about the expansion of the Hex? Yes, that was discussed in the opening few minutes of this show. Jonathan, we discussed at the start before the quiz about the new format for World Cup qualifying from 6 to possibly even 10 to 12 team format. That means more games. I'm fine for it. Some people are wondering, though, with Canada 7th, currently in CONCACAF, is this a way of allowing them to play in the final round? Bearing in mind the CONCACAF president is from Canada. There's just some conspiracy theories where they're trying to ensure that the three CONCACAF superpowers, USA, Mexico, Canada, are part of the final round of World Cup qualifying. We'll see. But I don't have any problems with the Hex being expanded to a decagon. 10, 12 teams, I don't have any problem with that. The Jamaican top flight clubs recruit for abroad. Do they recruit talent overseas? Not often. They look at players that ply their trade in a second tier in South American clubs, but not outside of South America or the Eastern Caribbean. Will Rohan Ince be called up? He's not on Tapa's radar. Brandon Hudson, why is there such a large gap in wages between Europe and MLS? You just have to look at the demand and supply, really. Fans buying jerseys for clubs, merchandise, because English clubs, they earn their money three ways: broadcasting, match day, and commercial. Broadcasting is a huge chunk. Match day, people are buying the beer, buying the hot dogs, buying the burgers. And commercial is the jerseys and also the big kit deals, Nike, Adidas, etc. MLS is not getting that amount of revenue to that same extent. Blake to Crystal Palace. Oh, Andre Blake to Crystal Palace. No, that wasn't true. Roy Hodgson said that they're not in the market for any goalkeepers, and that's the way it's going to be. Excuse me. Would it actually matter if Canada can't beat the current top 5? Will it matter? No, but being part of the Hex is more money, more TV revenue. The North American powerhouses and broadcast will buy into the product, and it's more money for the teams that are in the final round of World Cup qualifying. So Canada, in a way, gets a restart for their football. And when you look at the young talent coming through, it's mouth-watering, isn't it? Jonathan David, Alphonso Davis, Jonathan Osorio. Great talent, coming up. And some experienced players, part of the program, David Edgar, etc. Yeah, the level of play as well. There's no comparison between MLS and Europe for sure. MLS, I would say, is on par with like League Two. Some League One teams, but definitely League Two. What's the update on the situation with the stadium, and what do you think of it? The National Stadium? Minister Olivia Grange says that plans to redevelop the National Stadium are still on, but will it be January 2021? That is uncertain. It's uncertain because her priority right now is ensuring that players in the Red Stripe Premier League get their remuneration. She said that's her priority right now. So that has to be taken care of first. So I think renovation plans for the National Stadium to upgrade its capacity and other areas is going to be on hold for the time being. Do you think Umbro will give us new jerseys for the World Cup? Will they even extend our deal past 2022? We'll see. Ravel, Leon, Aarons, Reed, Johnson, people, dead bone to killer boys. Yeah, that's quality, I tell you. That's some dangerous quality right there. You put all of those players on the park, I'm fine. Mixed with Adrian Mariappa, Andre Blake in net. Yeah. Does the top 6 from CONCACAF in FIFA rankings play in the Hex? Well, based on what is going to happen, it's going to be a new FIFA ranking that's going to be used, and with a bigger format being proposed, whether it's 10 or 12 teams, It could be the top 12 in CONCACAF that go to the final round, and the rest of the region plays for a half a spot. Simon, they should start now while no games not play. Start what? Games now? No, I don't agree. Wish me luck. I'm going on a trial with a team in the USL after the lockdown. All the best, Jamar Jones. We wish you all the best with that and wish you plenty of success. How would a 10 or 12 team hex work though, Simon? Everyone would still play everyone? Yes, that's the way it would work based on FIFA regulations for World Cup qualifying. You have to play on an opponent home and away. So therefore, that being said, you're playing 11 games home and away. That's 22 fixtures. So as stated at the outset, Jonathan, how are you going to fit 22 fixtures in 18 months? Unless you're going to extend the FIFA window from 10 days to 20 days. Therefore, you can fit 3 or even 4 fixtures into a window. Lennox Nita, this Jamaican squad can make the World Cup by judging the last 3 CONCACAF Gold Cups. Runners up twice and a semi-final. I believe we can qualify. But as we know, Lennox, it's about what you do in qualifying. That all matters, you know. Honduras, they went to the semi-finals of Gold Cup. But that cluster of Gold Cups that they went to, they only went to 2 World Cups. 2010 and 2014. But I understand what you're saying, though. We should. But we know we're dealing with Jamaica, right? Will the local league restart, and which players do you think can make the squad for the qualifiers? I believe that there is more than 50% pull to restart the league. How many from the local squad can make the qualifiers? I think about 5 or 6. A local goalkeeper without Dennis Taylor or Jaden White. Defense. Perhaps Laidale Richie as Death. Up front, Kemal Malcolm and Kemar Beckford. There's Alana Barnes. I think those individuals have the opportunity. We're just fixing the stadium. Yep. Do you think Bailey will make to the EPL transfer window? Well, his agent, Craig Butler, said that there is interest from Chelsea. Will it happen in the summer, though? He's not sure. How is that reggae boy who came down with a rare neurological disease doing? Luton Shelton? ALS. He is improving his speech day by day. He's still having a challenge where energy is concerned. He gets tired easily. But there are improvements, and we wish him all the best of his improvement. Fixing the stadium is a must, my youth. I come for champs every year, and the washrooms are filthy, nasty, even on the grandstand side. Nothing new there. Nothing new there at all. Capacity, I think, is a big issue as well. That's something that has to be adjusted. If we can be a 50,000-seater stadium, there's more revenues in the coffers of the JFF. I hope I can get in for the qualifiers, Jamar Jones says. If you make a good impression, it's possible. Keep working hard, and you will achieve your goals. Nothing beats hard work. And the only place where success comes before hard work is in the dictionary. How about Demarai Gray? As mentioned last week, he's between 2 minds right now. He's undecided about England or Jamaica. And like I said before, I want somebody that's 100% committed to the national program. Who would you say is the next big goalkeeping prospect for Jamaica? I thought Jaden White would be playing at least MLS. Good question, Jonathan. Excellent question. After Andre Blake, that's a really good question. I see Amal Knight making progress, but will he be able to challenge Andre Blake? That's still up to be decided. He can challenge in terms of getting that number one spot. That's something he'll have to work on his own. I'm impressed with Dennis Taylor locally. I saw him during his days at Reno, national youth teams, and now at the senior program, that friendly against Bermuda. Quite composed. I actually prefer him over Akeem Chambers. Although this is a conversation we're going to have in another 10 years from now, right now, if there was somebody that could say, yes, that is my number one for certain, once Andre Blake is injured, it's a difficult one. Trust me. Difficult one. Really, really difficult. Nicholas Nelson has not made a transition from youth teams as I thought he would. It's difficult. We'll work it out. What happened to Mattox? He has a court case dealing with. Would Gareth McClary come back to the team? Absolutely. He would pay his airfare just to come back to Jamaica. What about a goalkeeper from Europe? Reece Charles Cooks has always been talked about, but if there's a goalkeeper that was not born in Jamaica that I would have as my number one, his name is Jamal Blackman on the books of Chelsea Football Club. With Anil Fisher coming back from injury, who do you think should start at right back? I'm still going with Alvas Powell. I'm still going with Alvas because Alvas gives you more than just hard work at the back. He gives me an additional creative spark in attack and sometimes operates as a fifth midfielder. And this gives the opportunity to clog the middle to nullify what the opposition may have to bring. There are some limitations of this because, in fact, if the opposition does find the gaps, then there are less numbers in behind in terms of a defensive point of view. But I think he's adventurous, and I like that. I want somebody that can take risks. Dwayne Miller is ahead of Jaden White and Amal Knight. Dwayne Miller, he's been out of football so long. That was my keeper, I tell you. That was my keeper, Dwayne Miller, man. He was 19. He made his debut for Jamaica in 2007 in a 2-0 victory, I think against Malaysia or Indonesia. The man's first 10 caps for Jamaica. Had 7 clean sheets. Yeah. He needs to regain form. Injuries has just hurt him so bad. I think Kevin Lambert is underrated in the Jamaican setup. Kevin Lambert has a future in the national program, that's for sure. And I think that his opportunity will come for sure. Let him settle and let him continue to be getting those opportunities in Europe. Reggae Boyz fans, thank you very much for tuning in. I appreciate this greatly. We will do this again. Continue to stay safe. This is necessary. All right, guys. Very crucial. Take care.